And the Joker would have a helicopter, which was our drones, shaped in the shape of a helicopter, fire at the stage, and the stage would actually burst into a firework.
That's cool.
Everything was interconnected. The actors reacted.
The screens.
The screens reacted, so the audience was engaged 100% all the time.
Welcome to Elevating Drone Life. Each week, we'll be speaking with professionals from all walks of the drone industry to learn about their experiences, insights, and tips for success. Welcome to Elevating Drone Life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Elevating Drone Life. We have some very special guests here today, all of which are from Skylights Tech, a really innovative and fun company that we're going to learn a lot more about. They do drone shows, and so we're going to dig into that. They are here from all parts of the world, really. I'll just say this. We've got Luis, who's here from Atlanta.
That's right.
We've got Clara, who's here from LA.
Yeah.
And we have got Israel, who is here from Mexico City. So we are very United Colors of Benetton. Is that the right?
I think so. That's correct.
I probably screwed that up. I don't know. Write me, make a comment, whatever. We won't fix it, but that's okay. We're really, really excited that y'all are here and you've come a long ways. We don't do a whole lot of studio shows, and so I think we might do more because this is fun. It's really great to have people here and to be able to see face to face and kind of see the expressions and we're hopefully we have some good expressions. Just excited that y'all are here. So let's start out by doing this. We're just going to go down the line. We're going to start with you, Luis.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you ended up with Skylights, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Luis Sanchez. I'm the CTO of Skylights. I am originally from Venezuela, and how I ended up with Skylights was really cool. I studied my university in Mexico City, where I met my best friend, Israel. And that's how it all began. It began in a science lab, talking about drones, talking about, what we could do together. And it just started becoming real. And afterwards, we started booking clients, booking customers, and one thing led to another. And then we do professional drone shows for a living. It's really fun. I really encourage everybody out there to pursue their passions, and we are really happy that we're doing this.
Well said. Clara.
Hi, I'm Clara Canino. I'm the COO in Skylights. I think my path, how I got to Skylights, is a little bit different. It's funny, Israel it's my brother, and since they started with the whole idea, I've been interested. And I was just helping on the side. I had another job. I'm an architect, but I was always interested in drones. So yeah, I started just helping them on the side. And then 2 years ago, Israel was like, "Hey, I need your help. I need you to be full time." I moved to LA 4 years ago, so I was already there, and I was like, "Yeah," because we started in Mexico. So He was like, "We need to start in the U.S. too. So you're already there, so let's do it." And I'm like, "Well, okay." And I quit my job, and
that was a big step.
That was a big step.
I'm really curious. I would think everybody watching and listening is curious about that as well, because yes, drones are fun and they bring out passion in people, but to leave a career in something completely different is pretty bold. That's pretty cool. So it's your fault. So let's hear from you, Israel.
That's my fault.
Your turn.
It was my fault.
Definitely.
Well, thank you, Clara. Well, I'm Israel Canino. I'm the CEO of Skylights. And we have been doing this for a long time. It has been almost 6 years from now, from our very first drone show we did in Mexico. And I think it all started in the university, as Luis said. I studied robotics engineering.
Okay.
So, I was playing with a lot of hardware, software, just thinking what's next.
Yeah.
I was also, at the same time, I was like, I think that I love my career, but I don't feel like I want to be all of the time in a tiny desk, developing software, hardware. I mean, I think that I love how you can use the technology and make something different, be creative, but I don't feel that I want to be a rat lab being all day there.
I hear you.
So that's me, right? So I was starting playing with drones. Since I was a kid, I
was going to say that.
I love to fly everything, you know?
Okay, so you've been playing with drones for a while.
For a while, since a kid. Helicopters.
Which are very hard to fly, by the way.
Super hard.
Remote helicopter.
Remote helicopters. Everything is analog. You know, their PIDs are your fingers, and you cannot auto-tune them just like with the controller, you know, with the trims.
Yeah.
And that was that. So I think that was kind of my story since little. Okay. Before starting, instead of fixing or building new things, I was like a destroyer. I got my helicopter fluid.
Destroyer, I like that.
A destroyer. And I was like, how does it work? I think that I can make it better.
Yeah.
Completely destroy it. Right. My parents were...
Did you ever make it better?
Never.
But he tried.
I tried.
He gave me the best shot.
Did they work again? They didn't. Yeah. Never.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, I love technology, but I think that I might not be, you know, the best engineering in the world. But Luis is, right?
He knows how to fix it. Yeah.
He knows how to fix them.
Hey, I always say when you have a company, you want to have people around you that are smarter and better than you are.
Totally.
Right? I mean, that's the goal.
And that's why then in the university, I started playing with drones. Okay. You know, and I loved them. And that's how I know you, because I saw, I don't know, like in 2013, I saw maybe your very first videos.
That's crazy.
And I was in the university, and you know, like that time, no one was speaking about drones, or just a few people, crazy guys like us, maybe.
Right.
So I was one of your first subscribers.
I didn't know that. That hasn't come out in our conversations.
I was waiting until today.
Wow.
That's why I'm super glad to be here.
Yeah.
And you're part of my story as well. So thank you for everything.
Wow. Well, thank you. No, that's very, very, very small part.
For real. For real.
It helped.
That's cool.
It helped a lot.
That's
so
really
I started playing with drones, and at some point, I remembered I was talking with Luis. Hey, this technology is crazy. I don't know what we can do with them. I can tell that it's something important, but I think this is something we can earn money, do something we love, and just find an application to start with. Yeah. So we finished school. We were all in on the company, like really all in.
So the both of you started the company.
Yes.
Okay. And you said about 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Is when it was founded technically. And it was founded as a company in Mexico?
Correct.
Because you're both from Mexico, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We are from Mexico.
Awesome. I wish we could do this in Spanish. That'd be amazing.
That'll be for the second podcast.
Yeah, right. I have a little learning to do, but
totally.
Anyways, okay, so you guys started it, and what was your first gig?
Our first gig was flying a drone for filming into a, you know what?
It was for AMD license release internally for their employees. They did videos.
Okay.
To their own releases.
Right.
And we just went and recorded them, like doing like a whole racing car like bit. And
okay, so it wasn't drone shows.
No, of course not.
Oh, it didn't start out as drone shows.
No, we started searching and applying in all of the industries that we could start.
Yeah.
Filming. Then we went into construction, mapping,
agriculture.
We bought those very first Agras drone for spraying the crops.
You really kind of tried it all, huh?
Everything.
Yeah.
But we were like, this is a bit better. You know, we think we can make a bit more of money.
Yeah.
But this is not what we studied, and this is not what we are aiming for.
Yeah.
And then I remember
you weren't getting that excitement you were looking for.
No, we weren't.
No. Okay.
So we saw the first shows that made Intel and China, and we're like, wow, okay, that's something exciting.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
It wasn't called drone shows at the time. It was dancing drones.
Is that what it was called? Okay.
Like we saw it. I remember seeing it on YouTube, like dancing drones in the sky, like, and they were just doing sequences.
What year was that? Like 2018?
2019.
Yeah. I think that one of my first primary experiences of seeing it that I can remember was a Super Bowl. Do you remember a Super Bowl doing it?
Yes.
Probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, they did it.
Maybe
they pre-recorded it. Yeah.
Is that what it was? They pre-recorded it? Yeah, I think that was one of the first times that I remember seeing dancing drones.
Dancing drones.
Or a drone show.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how long since when you started the business and then you kind of did all these other iterations of trying to make something work?
Yeah.
And then you saw this thing in China, the show in China. How long is that? And then what was the impetus to say, okay, that's what we're going to do?
Like
what year was the
same
first-
year? It was
Yeah,
the same year, like 6 or 7 months after.
Yes.
Okay, so it's
already-
relatively quick.
Yeah, it was
It was
quick.
super quick.
Yeah, that's nice.
But
Because a lot of people go years before they find the thing.
I know.
Right?
No,
I
we got
know.
lucky that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
The tricky part there is that we didn't have any money.
That is tricky.
And we were like, yes, we need 200 drones for flying shows. Or 50 drones. Damn, we don't have money.
No,
What are we going to do?
no,
That's when Israel's people skills kicked in.
Totally. Well, no, I mean, we joke and we laugh, but that is an actual real world challenge that, startup companies have. So tell us, how did you solve it? What did you do?
It's super hard when you need money
Mhm.
and you're trying to look for investors or bank. But the bank will not
No.
give you money because you don't have records.
What I say about banks is they don't want to give anybody money that needs it. They want to give people that don't need money.
I know.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
how banks
That's
work.
funny, but yes.
That's true.
So okay, banks were not an option.
No.
Then we searched for investors,
Okay.
and they were like, "That sounds cool, but you have nothing, so I don't feel confident to put my money on you."
I'm a 23-year-old.
23-year-old. I mean, we were 23 actually. Yes,
Yes,
23 and
Wow.
22.
Yeah.
Wow. So very
So,
young.
You're little kids. I don't know. So we were like, damn, what are we going to do? And that's when we found a partner that was here in the US.
Okay.
They are still in the US. They were creating the technology. They were brand new. Their name is Birch Aero. They were in
Okay.
Philadelphia right now. They are in Austin. But like Israel was like, just a tiny computer,
Yeah.
sending emails, and a super email like, hey guys, I'm Israel, CEO of Skylights, the biggest company in Mexico related to drones
Yeah.
and services.
Yeah.
And we're trying to invest on new services. And I think that we can be a good match.
Yeah.
And the CEO of Birch, he was way older. His name is Niels. He's like 60 right now, I guess 60
Okay.
something.
Uh-huh.
He trusts us, right?
Wow.
He trusts us. We got a Zoom call. So the very first shows we did, we didn't have the technology,
Right.
and we earned
You
a
brought
fee.
them, yes.
We brought them with our money. Actually, for the company, I couldn't lend out money from the bank, but at my name,
Yeah.
I remember that I went into the bank and they lent me, I don't know, $5,000.
Okay. Enough to get some
Enough to get the
seed money
drones
that you needed. Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And then we found the client. And then the client paid most of the show, and we invested everything we could.
Everything.
Wow. In order to be able to make that show happen.
Yes, without any
And to
Okay,
start
profit.
getting drones.
Who was your first client?
It's a festival in León. León is a city in
Yeah.
Mexico.
Okay.
It was
They have the hot air balloons.
Uh-huh.
they got a festival, hot air balloons festival. It's really big in Mexico.
Okay, so they needed something to do at night to entertain people,
Yes,
basically?
basically.
Yeah. Because living in Albuquerque for years, do you know the Albuquerque
Of
Balloon
course,
Fiesta?
of course.
Yes.
Okay,
It's great.
yeah. It is great. Yeah, it's for those of you that have never been to the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, it is worth a trip to Albuquerque for that specific purpose. It's absolutely amazing. So it's something like that, not as big probably. Maybe it was. I don't know. Is this festival that big as
It's
Albuquerque?
big.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's international.
International,
Oh, yes,
but it's
international.
maybe half of it.
Yeah.
Still, it's pretty big.
Large. Anyway, so that was your first customer. How did that come about? How did you get your first customer? Did they reach out to you? Were you just cold calling people? Festivals, for example?
We were cold calling everyone. And they didn't know what we were talking about. They were like, what are drone shows?
Yeah.
Really? Am I going to pay that much money for little drones flying in the sky? Come on.
Yeah.
It was hard.
I would imagine. And there weren't you couldn't really send many videos because there wasn't a lot out there
No.
to show people,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Correct.
So you really had to do you had to really hone your sales chops early on.
Israel told
This
me,
is
we've
the
been
guy.
doing this for
This is the
years.
guy.
This
the
is
guy.
so
This is the-
basic.
Yeah.
You have done this. Yes. Many places before.
Yeah.
So it was good for us because we Of course, we sent someone to film the whole show.
Mhm.
We created a super good, at that point, website telling that we were the only ones and the biggest company doing drone shows.
Yeah.
At the same time, it was only 2 guys on a computer.
You have to make people think that you're bigger than you are when you're starting out.
I know.
It is, especially when you're doing something, I think, that has the perception of being so grand. And even some of the questions that I want to get into a little bit are, what does it take to actually put a show on? Because for me, the perception is it takes a lot of people to put a show on.
It does.
So it does. We can just get into that now. I mean, what does it take to put on a show? We all turn to Luis, it looks like.
So we can divide that question into 2 separate factors.
Okay.
First is the whole logistics.
Yeah.
Which Clara can talk about in detail. And then there's the technical side.
All right. Yeah. So you're going to do technical.
I'll do technical.
Okay.
But first, let Clara needs to put the drones on location.
Yeah. Let's get that kind of.
And after that, I kick in.
I like it. So to kind of set things up, set the stage. I'm just going to let you take it from here.
Yeah.
Logistics. What happens?
Israel calls you. Hey, we have a 200 drone show
tomorrow.
Yeah.
that happens.
I bet it has happened before. Just the little bit I've known you, I can see that happening, Israel.
Okay, let's say that happens, right? So the first and most important thing when we get a client is our design team. Mm-hmm. So let's say right now we're like 3-4 people in the team. But yeah, that's the first part. That's when we start like having people involved. Okay. So the design is the first group of people. Then after the design is done and approved by the client and everything, we have like a rule where every 100 drones, we have 3 people. Besides the pilot, so we have, let's say we have a 100 drone show, right?
Yeah.
And we have 2 pilots. The first pilot is in charge of all the operations. Okay. He's the leader. And then we have another pilot that is his support. Okay. Everything that he needs extra, like just helping the operations on site.
Kind of the eyes in the back of his head almost. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
then we have 3 more people that are going to be in charge of helping in like unloading the truck, bringing the cases out of the van, or taking the drones out of the cases, and then setting the grid. And it takes around, let's say we get on site at 4 p.m. and then we are ready for a 100 drone show. We are ready at, I don't know, look like 1-2 hours after that with 3 people.
Yeah.
That is like a staff for us.
Okay. And so that getting ready, that means literally putting the drones in place and then making sure every single drone is connected. Is that part of what we're talking about here? Yeah. Or is that you?
That's me.
Well, before we get to you, Luis, the design part, I'm curious about that. In like, how does one where do you even start with design? Does somebody say, I want to see a dragon in the sky? Or what's the process of the design part of it?
That's super interesting because actually since we started till today, we've been working a lot on the process, our design process, at least in Skylights. But first of all, you need to listen to the client and what are their needs, right? Sure. Because every client is very different. Mm-hmm. First is just have this meeting with the client, trying to understand the concept of their show and what do they want. And then sometimes they already have a storyboard. And if they already have a storyboard of what their ideas are, we bring it in and then maybe we just working on it. And we have all this like software where the designers work. And then they start just pulling all the animations into software and preparing a rendering. Uh-huh. And the rendering is what we deliver to the client so they can approve. So this rendering is very accurate because you can see how your drone show is going to look like in real life. Okay. So that's how we work. And if they don't have any like storyboard, that happens a lot of times. Sure. We always we're just trying to get the idea of the client. What do you want? What do you want to like? We are also interested of making stories out of it, not just putting out like logos or random animations. We like to create stories with our drone shows.
I love it.
So we can connect with people and make them, I don't know, like super happy or even cry. There had been people that cried with drone shows. So it's very like emotional thing. So that's what we are aiming for. So,
sounds like an opera.
Oh yeah, it's
like an opera in the sky.
Uh-huh.
Wow. And do gosh, so many places to go with that. That's really, really interesting.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, no, that seems like a very, very important part of the process.
Because you start syncing with music or with actors or with screens or with illumination, and it just becomes this whole different experience.
And that's all part of the design experience, is figuring out how you're going to, I guess, capture the senses of the audience.
Yes.
And because I think most of us by now, I'd be shocked if there's somebody listening or watching that hasn't seen a drone show, even if it's on TV or on YouTube. We've probably seen it. I don't know that a lot of people have seen it live. Probably still there's a lot. Yeah, I think that's not nearly as saturated as people having just seen it. But so these customers that you're talking to, they might have seen it, but you really have to walk them through how to get from point A to point B, and maybe even educate them on what's possible.
Yeah.
Right? I would imagine. So in that sense, do you have to go like, okay, if you want this kind of a show, it's 100 drones. If you want this kind of a show, it's 200 drones. How do you factor in the size to the design to a customer that wants something extravagant to, you can't afford that? Or is that all happening in the design as well?
Well, I think the first contact that the client has with the salesperson, that, I don't know, let's say Israel has a contact with a client and they want a drone show, but they don't know how many drones. Maybe we ask about their budget, but there have been a lot of times that even if we think it's a great idea and a great show, we try to guide them, like how many drones would be better for their show. And it's just about like communicating with the client and trying to, like, we've had drones for like a, I don't know, 25 drone show. And you can say that like that's our smallest one, but you can do some things with 25 drones. Even if it's just 25 drones, you can do something.
See, I don't think that's intuitive. I think that's counterintuitive is what I probably should say to that, because you think of drone show and you think of, honestly, what comes to mind is like hundreds of drones, right?
Totally.
But that's not really the case. Okay, so now we've got the design and you've got the people in place, you've got the infrastructure there in terms of the support staff and personnel, and then that's when makes it all happen.
The technical part kicks in.
Yeah.
That's when the pilots start calling me. So what we need to think about here is, what does the drone need, right? Because we're used to having, a single pilot, a radio controller, and a single drone.
Yeah.
It just listens to what that radio controller has to say and just moves however you tell it to.
Right.
Right? So drone shows work a little bit different. One thing I want to clarify, it's all driven by a single computer.
Okay.
Right? So a single computer is able to control all the drones. They know where they have to go. They know where they are. And that's how everything works. It's not 100 pilots with every single drone running them around. Like, move to the left, move to the right. No. It's a little bit more technical.
Maybe because I'm in the drone industry, I made the assumption that's not the case. But I could see where a lot of people would think that.
We've had a lot of people.
The most popular question asked.
Because when we're setting up, they're like, where are the other, like, where are the other pilots, or who controls them?
Even the clients, they have asked for that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so
that's got to be expensive hiring all those pilots. Okay.
So then we like Clara said, we set up the drones. Let's say we have everything ready to go. First thing we do is connect our base station. This base station is the brains of the operation. It's a computer that controls all the drones. All right. It needs two things. It needs to know where it is, which we give it a GPS for.
Okay.
And it needs to know how to communicate with the drones, right? It's two basic things. So how does it communicate with the drones? It has, in our special case, which we use Verge Aero drones, we have two different channels that communicate two different things.
Okay.
We have our main channel of information, which is... It's basically like a Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
Right? Where they all communicate to a center point. And what's given here, it's all like the big data. So what's the battery level? What's the state of everything? What mission am I running?
Yeah.
Everything is run, like everything that has a lot of payload or needs a lot of bandwidth, runs through that network.
Okay.
And there's a separate network, which is very important, which is a long-range network that delivers very precise, very important information, like launch commands, like land now commands, like land all, emergency lights, everything that is involved into an emergency procedure is ran through there, including the GPS corrections.
Oh, corrections?
Yes. Yeah, the RTK, because we use on the base station, we have an RTK.
Yes, so it's an RTK GPS, which what it does is basically a triangulation of information.
Right.
So let's say simple GPS on a drone, you can have maybe 2 meter accuracy, right? Which is a very big span when you're talking about drone shows that need to be very synchronized.
Sure.
Once you apply this technology, this RTK technology, with corrections, you can get precisions up to 2 centimeters.
Okay.
Which is this big.
Yeah.
So that's what you want.
Well, we teach drone mapping at Drone U, so we understand precision and centimeter level accuracy. Exactly. But doing it with multiple hundred drones or whatever in sync, that's another level.
Yeah. Thankfully, like everything is handled by the base station, talking to the drones. They recognize their positions. Okay, so those are basically the channels of communication.
Okay.
So afterwards, what we need to do is test every single drone, make sure it's ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's where we kind of, Clara and I meet. So she and I make processes that the pilots need to follow in order to have a successful operation, a safe operation, and that the client is happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I guess safety is most important. You can't have anybody getting hurt.
Safety is
number 2 is a happy client.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. If you have both of those and a little bit of extra stuff, you can call it a successful operation.
And a few smiles in the crowd, which is going to make the client happy. But
So then we start making checks on the drones. We check they're getting good signal. We check that they're getting good GPSs individually. We check that they receive commands properly in time. We check that they're synced with everybody else, because they can be out of sync.
Yeah.
That the mission was uploaded.
We upload, like I said, we upload the mission. So another thing we were talking about, how do they know where they got to go and everything?
Yeah.
Every single position is basically a line they got to follow or a path they have to follow. So every single drone knows, okay, if I'm in position 55, I have to be in X, Y, and Z GPS locations at second 15.
Yeah, literally.
So
microseconds, essentially.
Microseconds. So they're basically tracking. That's why they need to be synced. That's why the GPS needs to be very accurate, because that's how we actually are able to generate those beautiful, beautiful images in the sky.
Yeah, that's crazy. It really is fascinating. So I hope the answer is no. What's the biggest mishaps that have occurred in doing this?
Many.
Many?
Yes.
Okay, so the answer is not no.
We're not going to lie.
Right. If you lie, the audience will find you out. Yeah. It always happens.
Yeah, I know.
We've only heard drones.
Yeah.
During our learning processes. We've never
really
heard
important to mention
either our staff or audience or customer, and nothing like that.
Yeah.
We are very careful about it.
Look, when you're doing something this technical and that requires this much precision and synchronicity amongst so many different, almost organisms, things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah.
It's technology. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
But one important thing I would like to mention is that the drones that we use that are Verchero, they're very, very good with their safety measures, and their drones are very good with geofence, and he knows more all the technical details about it. Yeah, but they're good. If the drone gets out of the geofence that the software has, they auto land.
Okay.
So they don't go out and
lots of safety measures have been built in.
They have safety measures.
It's a lot of safety measures, and that's something that FAA has been getting more into lately. So it's a good step.
It is a good step. So it's probably quite different, I would imagine, doing a show, say, in Mexico than it is in the U.S. from a regulatory standpoint or an oversight standpoint?
Exactly. On the technical side, it's the same because it's the same technology. It works exclusively the same. Regulations, it's all different completely. We have different levels of permit. We have different safety measures that we need to follow. And there's different procedures that need to be done before the show. Yeah. Like FAA asks us for several steps we need to clear. FAC, which would be the Mexican counterpart, does steps completely different. Yep. They all try to get to the same goal, which is a safe show.
Right.
They just do it in different ways.
Yeah.
It happens the same thing in Chile. It happened.
So every country like general drone rules, drone laws, they have probably a little different.
But you can tell we have done drone shows in all of the continent, literally in all of the continent. I think only in a couple of countries in America, we haven't done a show.
Okay.
Talking about regulations, we have found that most of them, they work super close with the FAA.
Yeah.
Right? Like they see the new regulations that are happening in America, and they kind of bring them down to their country and try to implement them.
Makes sense.
The processes are different, but I would say that...
But the rules are basically the same.
Yeah.
It's just the process you need to follow.
Yeah, sure. A lot of places around the world, sort of another way of saying it is follow the FAA's lead.
Totally.
On what those regulations should look like. Yeah, which is going to be interesting with, I'm sure you all just heard about Part 108 coming out. And so there's a whole nother phase of that coming. But no, that's good. So it sounds like that part of it, you've got relatively nailed down. And it's just kind of a procedural thing now that you have to work through, but you kind of know how to do that.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. So at any given time, do you have multiple shows going on? Or is it like we're focusing on this one show? Or could you have 3 shows in a weekend going on around the world?
What's our record right now?
We have 7.
7 at the same time?
Well, 7 shows at the same day.
Wow.
Different locations.
In different locations around the world.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, our record was last year, and I think this year I hope we break it again. But last year it was for Independence Day in Mexico. We had over 7 drone shows happening same day, almost simultaneously. Yeah, maybe a difference of an hour or so, but we had 7 different teams distributed in Mexico.
Wow.
And we're trying, and in 4th of July this time we had 4 or 5 drone shows
at the same time.
Yeah, in different locations.
Wow.
Honestly, most of what we do, like I know we are here and we're kind of the face of the operations right now, but we couldn't do anything without our team back there. Like everything they do, every time, every night, every early morning, they're out there, giving it their all is what makes us successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, any organization that's successful has that same thread running through.
That's something that they don't tell you when you're trying or you are making a startup, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to scale up, and I want to be there, but you need to have like a really solid foundations for it, right? So even though we love technology and we're just like, hey, let's fly drones. I love doing this. If you want to build up a company, that's completely different.
It is, yeah. There's so many aspects.
That's something tough that we have been working with. Hiring the right person in the right spot. It's super important that at the beginning when you start, it's like, you want to work with me?
Yeah.
Sure, come. I will not interview you. I mean, hey.
Let me check your pulse. Yep, you're good.
Yeah, totally. You're good. Welcome to Skylights, the biggest drone show company in the world.
Yeah.
You have that desk.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
That's funny. No, you're absolutely right. It's super, super important. And again, something like what you guys do, it's probably particularly important. There's so many different ways that we can go with this. Let's see. Paul was here getting us kind of started on the show. And one of the things I know he was fascinated by, and I'm fascinated by as well, is some of the stories recently about shows being jammed. Sore subject, but nonetheless, it sounds like you've had to deal with that. Is that a regular occurrence? Are there things that you can do to mitigate against it? Is this a Luis question?
I think I can start up. I can make an introduction. I will not.
We can all share something about
Of
it.
course. It's touched you all.
Yeah.
Probably I'm going to start crying.
Oh, we're not trying to make you cry
Awful.
here.
We were doing a drone show for Amazon in Mexico. Okay.
Okay.
And we thought that everything was like a common operation. And when we hit the button, I was with the client, and the client, he was super picky. You know, that those clients that are hard to handle with, even though everything is perfect.
Sure.
So
very, very high expectations.
totally.
Yes.
And that was like 3 years ago, something like that. And I was with the client. Yes, we're ready. Everything is going to be perfect. We hit the button. The drones were completely perfect in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were start flying at certain height, I remember the call of my pilot saying, Israel, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, no.
I really don't know. I just see that the drones are getting crazy. The GPS error, instead of 2 centimeters, it's 2 meters, 3 meters, 20 meters.
That's scary.
And we had a swarm of 300 drones flying, right?
That's a pretty big show,
I
right?
know, it's a good show.
300?
Yeah, it's a good
And for us, at that point of our
3 years
company,
ago.
3 years ago, that was, I think,
The whole,
Maybe-
all of our fleet.
90% of our fleet.
Wow.
Almost all of the company was flying there.
Yeah.
And then we saw, and I was like, wow. And the client is like, is that normal? You know, and
You say
the
yes?
logo,
Yeah. Just stay tuned.
Yeah, no worries. That's going to be fine.
Right.
And then drones crashing, drones falling up from the sky.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was awful. At that time, we didn't know what happened because jammers was something kind of not new, but it wasn't used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that often.
We
or that
had never
common.
seen anything like that.
Right.
But what happened is that in Mexico, related to security, and that's impossible. Well, that doesn't happen here in the US. But in Mexico, the government, for some in Mexico City, for some safety measures they put with, they didn't tell anyone, and they put a lot of jammers, just like in the city.
The government
Around
did.
the government did it.
Oh.
Because the
And they
last,
were live jammers?
yes, all
Oh
of the
my
time.
goodness.
But that's insane because also that affects to all of the networks, that affects to the phones.
Right.
Even though talking about safety measures related to aerial traffic
Right.
for the planes, they use GPS,
Sure.
right? So that's insane. But we didn't know that.
Wow.
That was an issue that we had for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years, that we couldn't done shows in many places around Mexico City because they had jammers.
And they wouldn't turn them off for you?
No,
We
never.
would tell them, like, please, just for a,
For
we would
this-
try to coordinate with them, like, hey, we're gonna fly, I don't know, 8:05 exactly, and they land at 8:09.
Right.
Let's try and get that gap. And it took a while before they were flexible enough to.
Wow.
actually
They were
grant
only
us.
flexible to allow us to fly because we flew a show in Mexico. It's like where the president lives,
Uh-huh.
where he lives on the Independence Day last year. We flew a show it's called El Zócalo,
Okay.
like the kind of the capital or something,
Uh-huh.
right? So they turned off the jammers because we were going to fly for the president.
So therefore, yeah, that warrants turning them
Yes.
off. Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
For a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And
As
so
soon as we landed, back on.
Yeah, they turn it on again.
It's safety.
safety, sure, they've seen that. So it wasn't an attack per se, like from some random person.
No.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking.
We had one.
That was just one show we had
Okay.
jamming interference, and we knew that it was because of the government.
Right.
But then we have some others, right?
Yeah.
In Mexico.
We had I think it was, I don't know if the beginning of this year in Plaza de Toros again, Mexico City. We tested the whole show one day prior,
Uh-huh.
and it was perfectly, it was working perfectly.
Yeah.
We don't know who it was or how this happened, but next day, everything looks perfect, everything is working, they take off, and in the middle of the show, we start getting that problem, interference, and it was nothing that it was jamming.
Yeah.
It was jamming, and it was
And so at this point, if that's happening, something nefarious is going on. Somebody's trying to do that.
yeah.
Because you just wouldn't have, maybe you'd have 1 or 2 drones that have a problem.
Yeah.
But even that's probably rare.
Even it's never happens. Like,
okay, so if
we have no issues, it's either maybe the drone itself has a problem, but you will notice that on the ground, like it wouldn't even take off.
Exactly.
And they start behaving in a particular way, like the way they start behaving in the console. You can tell it's
jamming.
It's jamming,
And then Luis Juan, you can analyze the logs, right?
Yeah. You can analyze the logs and see how the GPS error just tries to, it goes up or skyrockets.
Wow. But it seems to be, honestly, and I don't want to give anybody ideas, but I'm surprised it's not more common. So is there a way to mitigate that happening?
So there's basically two.
And I know you might not want to give that away, you mitigate it, but
No, but it's fine for safety issues, for safety measures. Like the first things first is actually know your client. Like, who are you talking to? If you're talking to a government, then you know they have access to that.
Sure.
If you're doing a private, golf club, for example, or they might have access to that as well. Yeah. Because they protect their land, they protect their golf courses. They don't want anybody, getting in, taking pictures of people and getting out. Yeah. So it's something we've encountered. So the first thing is, talking to your client, knowing what they have.
Now that you know what to ask.
Exactly. Now that we know what to ask.
Totally.
Yeah. And though I just want to share a quick story that's happened to us also in Paraguay. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yes.
She's like, I remember.
And it wasn't jamming, like intentional jamming, but it's still the drones got hit. We told them, because we've seen it in the past, like if you have a very powerful
live streaming
going on at the same time, we've seen, even though it's not the same frequency, it's able to push
and interfere.
And interfere into our signal.
Okay.
And like I say, it's very delicate. As soon as you lose a couple packets, like the drone's gonna. If it loses a couple packets, the drone's not taking that message.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
So if it starts losing its GPS corrections, the error just keeps growing.
It
so
does.
that happened to us. Like,
so it spreads from drone to drone, essentially.
No, not to drone, but every single drone, just their error grows.
Yep.
Okay.
So they start getting out of phase. So instead of you reading an L, it starts shifting and moving until they hit that threshold, which is their geofence. It may think, I'm out of my geofence, I'm coming down. So it comes down slowly.
Right.
So that, or if they are absolutely lost, that's the good thing about the Verge system. They will not,
drift
away or fly across the room or anything. It will just, as soon as I don't know where I am, going down. Be it water, trees, whatever. Like, it's for safety, it's gonna.
Yeah. Is the geofence? Is it a moving target?
Yes.
That's
a moving
really
bubble
cool.
around the
drone.
moving
bubble. Yes. So if it moves outside that bubble, because obviously it's doing fun things, making the dragon, or I don't know why.
So that's one of the geofences, and there's another like full geofence around the entire show.
Yeah.
Where it, like, if you hit this line, there's basically two. One, if you hit this line, land.
Yeah.
And they have a second one. If you hit this secondary line, you're off.
Isn't there a risk of, if it needs to land, of it hitting another drone while it's going down?
Yes, that's why that's taken care of in the design side to try and get it angled. So there's usually not drones on top of them.
Okay.
It's happened, but it's safer to lose two drones than to actually have that drone still keep going.
Right. Yeah. And so, when something like this happens, when you've had sort of a challenge like these that we're describing, do you kind of reset and try to redo the show, or is it kind of show's over?
No, show's over.
Show's over. Okay.
So basically,
there's too much to try to figure out.
Yeah, or also like before we launch, if we notice these issues,
we're
not flying. Like, for safety of our personnel, safety of the audience,
right? And
at the very least, but also important, the well-being of the drones.
Sure.
Because it's just not going to be a good experience for them.
Yeah, that's just a lose basically. If you see that there are going to be issues. Yeah. Yes. And I assume, but correct me if I'm wrong, that you don't fly over people.
No,
never fly over people, right?
Never fly over people.
Okay.
It's basically in all the regulations for all the different countries. Yeah. They all have their thresholds of weight you can do over people.
Right.
And we're not.
Just don't even want to go there.
No.
What about flying over water?
Yes.
You've done shows over water?
Yes.
Many.
Yes, we've done many of those.
We try not to do it as much. Like, we try to avoid it a little bit, but sometimes the circumstances led us to.
Okay.
If you're well organized and have a couple safety boats or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and a great CTO.
The great CTO, the guarantee.
Well, and a great COO that made it all.
No, actually, it's all on the maintenance team there. Like keeping our drones up in shape, like making sure they're ready to go.
That's an interesting point. So after every show, does every drone get touched, i.e. maintained?
We have two different kinds of maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah, preventive and corrective.
Uh-huh.
It's been to be honest, we've been learning a lot through these 6 years, and it's been a learning curve where now we are implementing these processes where preventive care of the drones are after one show, if they go back to the office and they need to go through maintenance.
Yeah.
But that's been something we have been implementing this year, officially this year.
So relatively recent.
Because we had a lot of issues with our maintenance in the past, and that affected a lot of some of our drone shows in the last year. So this year we've been working a lot to get all the processes and organize our team to take it seriously, right? Like maintenance is almost the most important part in for our fleet, because there's so many drones and we use them almost every week. So it's just
they're in the air a lot.
They need they
get a lot of stick time. Do we call it stick time?
Flight time.
Key time? I don't know what we call it.
Flight time.
Again, man, there's so many little idiosyncrasies to the business that you guys are dealing with. When it comes to pilots, and obviously we've talked about the importance of the team and how the role that they play. And I know when we say pilots, there's not 100 pilots for 100 drones.
Yeah.
But you've got to have people that have some familiarity with drones in each location.
Definitely.
Are those employees of the organization, and they just you've got people that are willing to travel?
Yes.
Is that kind of how that works?
Most of our pilots are in-house.
Okay.
Like they work for us full time. They have their certain responsibilities in the company, and they're traveling most of the time.
Yeah.
But we also have a network of pilots that we trust.
Okay.
That are Part 107 certified. That we've worked with plenty of times in the past.
Okay.
For all three of us to be able to say, he can handle any situation that arises, and he's experienced with this, and that, to be able to, lend him control over the show.
Okay. Is there a size of show or a particular client that would say, okay, we're going to be there? Either requesting, or you guys are like, we should be there for this one?
Oh, yes.
For bigger shows, we try to be there. At least one of us.
At the beginning, we were,
you guys were all there.
All there.
Basically.
But right now, I think it's weird. I mean, maybe this year and right now I go only for one client, that is Coca-Cola.
Okay.
That I know that client I'm handling literally that client.
Right.
Or with Six Flags.
Six Flags, yeah.
Okay.
That they are big clients for us.
Right.
But normally, Israel, I don't go.
Yeah.
Clara is jumping also.
Yeah, I try to go to the biggest one. So the last one that we had that I went to that was big was in Iquique, Chile. And it was our 1,000 drone show. It was a 1,000 drone show.
I was going to ask you how many you've done. That's amazing. Yeah, congratulations on hitting 1,000 drone shows.
Well, that one was just 1,000 drones.
Oh.
A show with 1,000 drones.
Yeah.
That was probably a big accomplishment as well, though.
But how many drone shows have we had?
Yeah, how many have you done?
We have done, I don't know, 600, I guess.
Okay.
Around
600.
So you're on your way to 1,000.
We'll get there.
We're getting there.
More than halfway there. Okay, yeah. So the bigger ones, you might try to go. Coca-Cola. What was the show? What was in the air for Coca-Cola?
It was for Christmas. So, and actually that, normally in each of the countries, Coca-Cola in Christmas, they have this, how do you call it? The
a parade.
Yeah,
a parade.
Oh, okay.
So they have this Christmas. Luis, thank you. You got us. Sorry. Next time it should be in Spanish. I can talk way better. Sorry, my English is not that good.
The Coca-Cola Christmas parade that they try to do in very different, major cities in different countries.
Okay.
But it's almost in every country, almost. So last year we flew in 4 different countries for Coca-Cola. In Mexico City, we flew twice
Yes.
in Christmas, and then in Paraguay, Chile, and maybe it was that. It was 4 shows for Coca-Cola on Christmas.
Monterrey.
Okay, so mostly South Central America.
South Central America. This year, I think we're going to maybe do all of the countries for Christmas.
Yes.
Hopefully, we're almost
How
there.
many countries is that for South Central America?
Yeah, for Latin America.
Latin, wherever they
Chile, Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay.
How many countries is that?
Like, I don't know, 20 something.
Around
Like that.
20.
Wow.
That's going to be crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good luck, Clara.
Good luck, Clara. Yes, Clara, good luck.
You better get designing.
Yeah.
Will they be different on each one?
Yes, because you change the country, the flag, and maybe also the storytelling you want to do. It's different.
The number of drones changes.
Yes, as well. That changes as well.
So you've done, what's the average show size in terms of number of drones?
Maybe I would say 300 drones right now.
Okay.
It's been going up.
200, 300, yeah. If you asked this like 4 years ago, it would be like 50, 100, 100
See?
drone show. But now I've seen 200, 300 is the average right
Pretty
now.
regularly you see that. But you did say, and I don't remember, I think this was before we hit record on the show, but that you can do a lot with 25 drones.
Oh,
Yes.
It's just like one drone is equal to 1 pixel.
Okay, right.
So we can do what,
Just
like
maybe smaller, something smaller in the sky.
or just like, for example, we've had
The initials.
the gender reveal.
Oh,
One,
yeah, we
we
had
had
a gender
one.
reveal. So
That's cool.
I think, honestly, the ceiling is whatever the design team is able to come up with.
Yeah.
Okay, no
You need to be
pressure.
creative to.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, like, personally, ours and other competitors' show with 400 drones that looks worse than 150 drones. And
That's a good
it's
point.
On the design team.
Yeah.
How they able to interact with the audience, how they sync up with different parts of the location where they're at.
Yeah.
Like, try and touch those, very important nerves
Right.
that get people excited.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think of like my wife was in drill team in high school, and so she likes dance, and so watch the dance shows, and even like the way that they transition is really important.
Totally.
So you don't want like a messy transition. It needs to be smooth and like maintain the connection, if you will.
Yep.
So that's all design stuff probably.
Oh,
which
yes.
is pretty interesting. So you've done a show with 1,000. Is that the biggest show?
Yet.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, we have our aim set higher than that, but
Yeah.
as of today.
Okay. Do you know what the biggest show ever is, like in the world, that someone else has done?
Yeah.
11,000.
11,000. China.
11,000.
China.
Wow.
11,000 drones flying. Imagine that. It's
How
crazy.
does that make you feel? Does that give you anxiety or just excitement?
No, that gives me a lot of excitement because I feel that it's something achievable.
Yeah.
We just it's hard to compete with the China model.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like their production models and
Everything.
and how they actually the drone shows come to be. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of a lot of government involvement. So
Sure.
there's a lot of backup that
Yeah.
that we don't have as a as a private company. So,
Understood.
But it's
Understood.
exciting to see that there is no limit. Like
Absolutely.
because if they can achieve that, we set our minds to it. I'm sure we can achieve way higher.
It's
than that.
achievable.
Yeah.
But at the
achievable
same
and-
point, it's like we're going to be there. But the bigger the better, the more drones the better. I don't think that's
Right.
not the
Which is
answer.
what exactly what I think
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just said. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's not about bigger.
No.
I mean, big is good. It can be good if done well and done right, but it doesn't have to be.
We want to have like a 2,000 drone show looking better than a 11,000 drone show. Like
Yeah.
that's
There
our
you go, Clara.
that's
That's your
what we
goal.
want. Yeah, exactly. That's our goal. That's our goal. Yeah.
All right. I like that we set a goal on the show today.
Yes.
That's
Totally.
good. We've been productive.
That's what we try.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so also another iteration of all of this is the pyrotechnic side of things.
Yes.
And I understand you can already do that or you have already do that. Where are we with that realm of the company? And he pointed at you.
Okay. Right now we're able to do that.
Okay.
It's something new.
Mhm.
So also it's okay. We have the capabilities,
Mhm.
but also how can we sell this, right? And right now it's in the transition of getting clients for that service.
Okay.
Even though it's beautiful, many clients they don't like most of our shows right now. They don't have pyro.
Okay.
So we are building up everything for doing and serving new clients with that service.
So is it something that, for example, you're promoting on your website or on marketing that you're trying to get more people to do?
Yes.
I would imagine it's probably more profitable. I would hope.
It's
not
a tricky
necessarily.
question. It's a tricky
Not necessarily.
question.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Because you need to have a lot more people involved.
True. Yeah.
It's now you're dealing with actual fireworks, so you need specialized people. You need to be careful. You need to wire everything correctly. Like the drones, you take them out of the package. You wirelessly put the show in there, and you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
But here you need to actually load.
Yeah.
the cartridges.
And you have
set
also a new variable cost that is the pyro, right?
True.
So you also need to pay for the pyro, extra labor and stuff. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the clients they would love to have pyro drones, but they're not willing to pay more for it.
The delta, that difference, they're not quite willing to make up for.
Yeah.
That's not that.
Exactly.
The market hasn't absorbed that yet.
Totally.
I would imagine it's like anything that is super cool like this. I don't think I've even seen an example of it, but the more people see it, the more people want to see it.
Totally.
And that's when that that's when that market starts to grow. How much complexity, you've sort of alluded to it a little bit, but a little bit more depth. How much complexity does adding the pyro add?
Yeah, actually, 1 week ago, I from the 3 people here, I went to a drone show that we had with Verge that they set up with 2,500 drones, and we were there supporting them too, and they had pyro. So
this was some other organization show?
Verge is it's PEI is the pyrotechnics. They
Guild
have
International.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have this annually done in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
So
Iowa, of all places.
Yeah, Iowa.
Who knew?
Exactly. I never thought I was going to be in Iowa, and I went there and I was like, oh, cool.
Nice and green there, I guess. Yeah.
So Clara went there. She helped out with the whole show.
Okay.
And that was a 2,500 show.
Okay. And they had pyro.
With pyro.
And that's what I was going to say, because, it requires more operational effort because you need to separate the grid. Like the drones it's better if you separate them. You separate the ones that are not with pyro with the ones that have pyro.
Okay.
And if you have different effects, you separate also like effect 1, effect 2, effect 3. So in this one, they had 4 different effects.
Okay. And describe an effect. What do you mean by that?
Like sometimes just like a cascade. Looks like a cascade, the pyro.
Okay.
The pyro.
And sometimes it's just like...
Maybe oriented in a different way, or because the drones can recognize where they're jawed, like where they're oriented to.
Okay.
So it depends on which side or what direction you mount that pyro. The effect's going to be different.
Okay, so a different manifestation of what that pyro does.
And how it looks. Like the effect that you see in the sky, it's a little bit different. Depends.
And they have different effects, right? Like a cascade, but you can have
just like
this little fireball
or
just a shot.
Yeah,
and that's with the provider of the pyro. Like, hey, I would love to have these 5 different effects, and inside of it, the chemistry, the colors and everything. They prepare the pyro for the drones.
Interesting. So in a pyro show, and you answered one of my questions, Clara, that was, does every drone have pyro on it? And it doesn't sound like they do. When you're doing a drone show with pyro, what percentage of them would have pyro involved?
It depends on the show, but this show specifically was 2,500 drones, and of the 2,500, it was 200 drones with pyro.
Okay, so that ratio
kind
is
of like 10%.
Yeah.
But it depends with the client.
Yeah.
Right? They can say, I want to see my logo with all of the drones with pyro, and I will pay for it. I mean, if it's a 1,000 drone show, you might have 1,000 pyro drones.
Okay.
Right?
So it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It depends on the budget they have.
And so I also think about when the firework goes off, knocking another drone out of the sky. Also part of the design, I would imagine, and the angles that you were talking about earlier, and all of that interesting stuff.
Yeah,
wow.
And the software is very good telling you if it's kind of I think the designers know better about this, but it has this, when you run the render, sometimes it gets you an alert that like just take a look to the trajectory of this drone, that it might not be like too close.
Yeah.
So you can see that in the rendering too, like if they're close, so you can separate them and so they don't hit each other.
So make those adjustments if you need to.
Yeah, that's what the rendering is for. Yep.
Wow, fun stuff.
I know it's quite a lot.
It is a lot. So I know I've been curious about gosh, I know you said it earlier in the show. I'm sorry, I already forgot, but the customers that you started with and that you've built to this point with, how is it a broad swath of customers, or they describe kind of the customer base that's got you to this point?
I think we have had a lot of clients from different industries in different countries. Because normally a client, they just hire a drone show, and normally they don't hire you the next month or something. They will hire you maybe a year after or something. So we like all of the time are working a lot with the marketing team we have to get new possible leads into the funnel, so that the sales guys can really close new deals. Yeah. So but that's like every day. So we have had many clients. Sure. But most of them are marketing agencies. Okay. Like, this brand, Coca-Cola wants to show the new product they're going to launch, and they do a really big drone show for doing that, or any other brands, right? So marketing agencies or directly with corporate clients. Okay. What about governments, like cities, municipalities? 4th of July, New Year's Eve. Normally, that's government. Okay. Normally. Yeah, like the city government or the
states,
towns, even states, huh?
Even states.
Okay. What about big organizations like, I don't know, a Disneyland, or do they have their own people that do it? How does something like that work?
We would love to be in Disneyland.
Okay. Disneyland.
Please come on with us.
Try with us.
We're the best ones.
Yes.
But like Disneyland, I mean, not Disney, but we have worked with Six Flags on recurrent shows. Yeah. So we work seasonally with them. Like in Christmas, how many shows did we do for Christmas and for this anniversary they have?
So Christmas we had like around like 15, 20 drone shows, like almost every day, or a little bit more, I would say, 25. And for their 25th anniversary for Six Flags Mexico, we had 30-something drone shows.
At the end, it was almost 40 with the ones the extra shows.
We had extra shows at the end.
We were running shows almost every day.
For a month and a half.
Almost every day for a month and a half.
Like Monday through Sunday.
Kind of.
No time off.
It depended, because we had like vacation time for kids and in Mexico, and that was around April. So there was 2 weeks that we were every day. And in between, it was just like from Thursday to Sunday. That's when there's more people in the park.
So those kind of parks are one of our clients.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also for sports. So like the halftime show of, I don't know, the NFL match or a soccer game and stuff.
Yeah, I would think soccer would be a great opportunity for you all, because obviously soccer is the most international sport by far.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what about F1?
I would love
we would love them.
We want to get into F1.
We need to get you into F1.
We will need to get the F1, at least in Mexico City. We have a big one, so we will try to get that.
It's a really important race for the community of.
Oh yes.
It's in Mexico City, right?
It is.
It is in Mexico City.
In the heart of Mexico.
I want to go to that so bad.
I know. I know. We need to be there. We need to be there.
Yeah, you guys need to.
And that's another client. Events. Big events, concerts, festivals. We had a show in Ultra Miami, the Ultra Music Festival here in Miami. We did a show a couple of years ago for a DJ called Kaigo.
Okay. A DJ, you said?
DJ, yes, a DJ.
Okay. Yeah, clearly a very popular DJ with a very big crowd and a big following.
Yes. Also, one of our clients was, do you know Daddy Yankee, the artist, reggaeton artist, like, the song Gasolina?
I'm older than you guys.
I know, but you're going to tell. You're going to tell.
Despacito.
The song Despacito. Do you know that song?
I do know that song.
He made that song. Yeah, he's part of that song.
Oh, okay. Thank you for helping me out there.
No worries. But we did his shows for all of Latin America. So we were in Peru, Panama, Mexico, Puerto Rico.
Wow.
I'm doing drone shows in all of the tour.
Yeah, that's pretty. Wow. So he would have you guys. Were you repeating the same show?
Yeah.
I mean, for
it
you
was
guys.
similar, but it would change a little bit every.
Oh, really?
Because the venue
Yeah,
limits
the
you.
venue and.
And also the flag.
Yeah, the
The flag, depending on the country.
That's
yeah.
true. 'Cause
We
it
had
always has
like
a
the
flag in it.
closing ones were 4 concerts in
Yeah.
a row. The last ones he had for his final tour was amazing.
And it's really interesting because there's no limit really to what these could be applied to.
Correct.
I mean, you just think of like a local fair, right? Or
Yes.
like there's rodeos that are always happening. They could do drone shows, and
Yeah.
there's all kinds of things. So
Social,
Social
like
events. too.
weddings, social
Yeah.
events,
Gender reveals.
gender reveals.
weddings, birthday parties. We've been also in birthday parties.
so that,
Marriage proposals.
Marriage
That's another
proposals.
that's
big
a
one.
great way to
That's
do a
another
marriage
big one.
proposal.
Even just like a boyfriend proposal.
Oh, we had a boyfriend proposal too.
No way.
17-year-old guy. 17-year-old guy
Imagine that.
asked a girl if she wanted to be his girlfriend.
What a sweet guy.
It was we were shocked. I'm like, wow.
Did you do it?
Yes, we did. And he paid for.
He paid for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Well, his
that's a-
parents. I would say his parents.
I get.
I don't know. Nowadays, there's all these like influencers
I
and
know,
stuff.
I know.
so
Maybe that
That's
might
true.
be. That's
maybe
true.
he had money. I don't know.
I know.
Money that I didn't have at 17. That's for sure. But so let's talk about some of those because we're obviously talking about a broad range of customer and therefore cost. So if I want to do a reveal of, well, I'm not having any more babies, but if my son and his wife want to have a gender reveal, what like that cost versus like Coca-Cola, what are we talking about here?
Okay, so it depends on the number of drones, basically, but also on the production.
Let's put it in like what you would recommend to get like a really good, not too expensive, but a good recommended sort of level for what we're talking about.
In average, I would say $100 per drone,
Okay.
kind of.
Okay.
But if we're working with a bigger production, like, I don't know, we were in the Pan American Games, it's with the Olympic Committee,
Mm-hmm.
and we were on the like, the first, how it's called, la inauguración,
The opening ceremony?
the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
So we're like with the whole committee. It was a
You guys
super
did
big.
that?
Yes, we did that in Chile.
Wow. Y'all need to hire these guys. They're
We're good.
We did it for the Olympics and the Paralympics.
no
Yes.
kidding. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So about $100 a drone is like a
Yes.
starting
The
point.
starting point, I would
Okay.
say. But if we're talking about a more complex production that involves way more hours for the designing team, the project manager, and everything, maybe the price is going to be a bit higher.
Okay.
But also, if we know that this client is a boy that is saying, "Hey, do you want to be my girlfriend?" We can be more flexible,
Yeah.
right? Like, okay, the price is going to be $70 per drone.
We
right?
got to help this kid
We're
out.
going to help this kid out.
Let's
But
help
it
him.
changes the level of production.
It changes the level of production.
You don't do a 12-minute show. You might do a
5-minute
6,
show,
8, 5-minute show, depending on.
Sure.
But we prefer to do, if we're going to negotiate the price, we prefer to do a show that is shorter, but it has a good quality and good production
Mhm.
and good designing team, instead of doing a 12-minute show, but only logos in the sky.
Yeah.
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 Super flat.
No
we don't
story.
love
People are going to be walking away at minute 4 anyways.
Totally. They're going to be
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah. Do you have customers that come to you and say, we want a 12-minute show?
Oh no, 20-minute show.
What are they basing that on? Who knows?
It's interesting to me, like
20-minute show, great.
Yeah,
it's just very interesting because even we have like there are a lot of cities and states here in the US that you need like we apply for RFPs that is proposals to get like and they ask for 20-minute drone show and I'm like why? Like it's fine, we can do it. We can do it and we can make it.
Batteries will last that long?
No, but we can figure it out. Like we can like
Have two different launch pads. They meet in the middle. Like
we can make it like
Happen.
real and happen and it would be a cool show. But sometimes people we've noticed throughout the years that they're interested for the first 7 minutes, and maybe after that, and they're like, "Oh, cool, okay, let's go home," or
let's go get some ice cream.
Yeah, that's why the story part and the design part is so important. You need to capture their attention.
Yeah.
And not just go.
So they're waiting for the end.
Two.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, unless there's a big production around this. Like if you have pyrotechnics around you, music, I don't know, screens and mapping.
And mapping.
You can do.
What do you mean by mapping?
Like 3D mapping. You do the big projectors for, I don't know, mapping the Capitol or something. Have you saw that?
So like in the air, kind of, but with projectors and stuff.
What Clara is trying to explain is that when you implement more things into the show, it can last longer because the people will feel more immersive and they will
absolutely. And there's multiple things that they can move their attention to, and
I like the Six Flags show we did. That was one of my favorite ones because we interacted with the audience. We interacted with actors on a stage that would let's say it was the Joker fighting Batman, and the Joker would have a helicopter, which was our drones shaped in the shape of a helicopter, fire at the stage, and the stage would actually burst into a firework.
That's cool.
Everything was interconnected. The actors reacted.
The screens
reacted. So the audience was engaged 100% all the time.
Everything was synced to be like, everything was synced.
Yeah. In milliseconds.
Yes.
If the pilot didn't hit on time, the takeoff launch, everything was going to be out of sync. And the whole show would be awful.
Wow. So there had to be, like, they're just right there ready to do their part.
We took care of it with, it's called a system called time code. So everything synced.
Okay.
But the pilots needed to be very aware that, the time code was being read correctly and that everything was good.
Every day we were testing them with the whole team in Six Flags. Every day we were testing it. And you could tell, like, people would they would cry with the show, with the whole thing. And that's something that we love doing when it's all of this. So it's not just about time, but it's how you interact with the people and the events, being social, corporative, or just whatever event is. That's what we want to do. Like, just not have a drone show and logos and animations up there.
Yeah, you'll do that if they want you to. But it's more fun to do and more interesting for everybody involved.
Yeah, it's amazing.
To do something that's more interactive. Wow, amazing stuff. So as we talked about this a little bit earlier in the show, it takes a lot of good people to do this. So it sounds like you're growing a lot. It sounds like you're getting new opportunities and really great clients. You're going to need more people. So what would you be looking for in a particular person? Are you looking for new people? What does that look like for you guys as a company?
So one of the things we're always on the lookout for is getting more people into drones, like actually as a business they can do. Like, guys, it's not in the future, it's now. Like, drones are a valid career path that you can follow. We want to get pilots all over the country that we trust, that are validated by us, and that we approve of, like, with our supervision and all that. That's something we would love to have. Yeah,
so we'll just announce it here on the show.
Yes.
Go.
We are going to partner. We just decided this, y'all. So we're making things happen on the fly.
That's the idea.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to produce a class in conjunction with y'all and give those out there that are interested in being a part of this industry, which if you're not and you like drones, I'm not sure why you like drones, because this sounds about as exciting as it can get. But more information to come on that. We've got some work to do to get there, but just know that that's something that's in the plans and that we are, at Drone U in particular, very excited about, because that would be unprecedented to have an educational platform or system to teach people to do what you guys do at the level that you guys do it, and then help you all find people all over the world.
That's crazy.
I love it. Yeah. I think it's going to be a win-win-win. When?
Exactly.
And that's the idea.
Yeah. So I think that was Israel brought that up, and I'm very excited about it. So love it. So let's finish with this. What does the future of Skylights look like? 6 years, you've come a long ways, done some amazing things, grown the number of drones, even though we don't care about the number necessarily.
It
The
helps.
interactive stuff, it does help, or it can help. But beyond kind of what you're doing now, or even expanding on what you're doing now, what does that look like? What should we expect to see? And I don't want to put a timeline on it, but I will. 6 months to 6 more years. What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. And that's something we have been like really talking about it, because we know that we love what we're doing. We know that we want to create experiences for the people to be amazed, to cry.
Yeah.
So right now our drones, but what's beyond drones, we're not sure, but we're going to be there.
Okay.
We know that.
So you're kind of scanning.
We are scanning, and our idea is that we're building a creative lab just for really, really, really understanding what's next. And with R&D and Luisco,
we're trying to make everything, try to get those dreams from the creative lab built into realities.
Can you give us just a little peek? Like, what's an example?
All right, so basically, what do we want? We want to drive experiences, not just shows in the sky. We want to have something that the audience can feel and be a part of. So one of the main things we're actively looking into or working is how do we get people more involved in basically the outcome of the show or what happens with it.
Physically involved?
No, not physically involved,
Okay.
but I mean, something that they can actively do to change the outcome of the show.
So maybe we're going to be playing with drones, but also with other technologies. We're going to do mapping with drones. We're going to, creating these whole big experiences that right now are with drones, but like with more things.
Yeah, so I mean, just something that comes to my mind is sort of one of the new things in mapping is the Gaussian splatting, right? And so creating these beautiful 3D models that are interactive.
Yeah.
And so there's things that, sky's the limit, no pun intended.
Correct.
And so
Totally.
Where should people keep an eye on you guys? How should people reach out to you? And we'll have all of this, by the way, we'll put all of this in the show notes. We'll put it probably in the lower thirds of kind of the final frames of this show. But if y'all want to just kind of give the information about where people can reach out to you, please do.
Totally. And just like to finish with this little sentence, this is how we feel and we want to be there. It's like someone it's like, I don't know what I'm seeing. I don't know what I'm looking. I'm crying. I feel it, but I don't know what it is. This technology is like, what's this? Yeah. But the thing that I do know is that the only crazy guys that are for sure doing this is Skylights.
Yeah.
Right? And that's our idea.
Yeah,
and
I love it.
It's not the drones. It's going to be whatever.
You're not going to get rid of drones.
Never.
You're going to add to drones.
Add to drones,
Okay.
yes.
I just want to make that clear.
No, that's the thing. We want to work together with a lot of things that we could add to the drone shows.
Yeah. And even in just this short interview, this short conversation, we've seen some of that actually already happening, which is really cool. I can only imagine where it might go.
But just to answer the question, in 6 years, we're going to be the leaders doing what we're talking about.
Okay.
At the same time, we're going to have, let's say it, 12,000 drones in our stock.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, we have offices in Mexico City, in Los Angeles, and the next month, we're going to open Chile.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Fort Collins.
As well.
We were looking at some places in Fort Collins.
Just put it in the list somewhere.
Of course.
Fort Collins could use all this excitement and fun. Not that it's not a great place to begin with, but anyways, I hear you. Yeah, I believe you too. I think everybody listening is enthused and excited. And
our motto and what we try to deliver is we elevate unforgettable moments. So it's not about drones. It's about those moments that will live with you forever.
Yeah.
And we want to generate more of those every day.
Yeah, and what that makes me think of, Luis, is families having a unique moment that they share because they experienced it together, and that's what you are giving people.
Yeah.
Not to get overly dramatic about it, but
no, get overly dramatic. What's the problem? That's what we want. We want emotion. We want happiness.
That's happening. Yeah, I think that's happening. I mean, I don't know. My family and I went and did. There's a place called Grand Lake. You probably maybe heard of it. I don't know. It's on the other side of Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. It's absolutely stunning. It's a mountain lake, a little mountain town. And we decided to go do their fireworks show for 4th of July.
Okay.
And like, that's a memory that we will always have. And I can only imagine how much more robust that memory would be with something that you guys had done. So very cool. All right. Ending with this, how can people reach out to you or follow you?
Skylights Drone Show on Instagram.
So it's just Skylights Drone Show?
Drone Show.
Okay.
And you can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook.
We're very homogeneous on it. It's always going to be Skylights Drone Shows.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And if Disney's listening, and they want to call you,
of course,
who do they call? What's the number? How do you email? How do you want them to get a hold of you?
If it's Disney, please call me. I'll be super happy.
On your editing, you can put the emails right here. Yeah. So Israel is ich@skylights.tech.
Okay.
TECH. So tech with TECH. Mm-hmm. Clara?
Clara Canino at skylights.tech.
Okay.
And me it's also my initials, LJS@skylights.tech. Anything you want to throw at us, feel free.
Awesome. Well, thank you all very much for coming all this way and spending this time. It's been a treat for me, and I look forward to doing more together in the future.
No, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. We've really loved to talk to you and to your amazing audience.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Very, very excited to hear from you. Tell us what you think about the show. Ask questions. Let's engage and interact. And learn more about all this great drone show stuff.
Thank you for listening to the Elevating Drone Life podcast. If you were inspired, entertained, or learned something new, please share the podcast with your friends and fellow drone enthusiasts. Join us next time as we continue our mission of bringing the real world of drones to life. To learn more about the Drone U family, head to thedroneu.com or for enterprise solutions, propsflightschool.com.